Man of many talents, please sort out on this Monday after the weekend and what LSU did to Alabama. There's no way they're not number one, correct?
Yeah, I think they're going to be number one. I think you kind of looked at the way the committee went about their work last week. Some of the statements I think they made in their kind of initial, they get a few of these to make their statements, and the initial one's always curious to see and evaluate, and where does resume versus eye test versus best team, where does all that kind of fit together. But ultimately, yeah, I think when you've done something you hadn't done in 7 years, you beat Alabama, you put 48 points on the board, or whatever it was, 40-some points. I think you are worthy of that number one spot. I think Ohio State's worthy of the number two spot. I think Clemson's worthy of the number three spot. And to be honest with you, Brad, I think those three are probably a cut above just about everybody else that's chasing them.
So this leaves then, Alabama needs help from what I'm seeing here. They need Auburn to beat Georgia this weekend, right? I mean, don't they need something? Because their resume is not showing me a whole lot.
Nope. And, the eye test is pretty good, I think, over the course of the season at times. But this is not the same group on the back end of that defense. This is not the same Tua, as he's beat up, and they're not running the ball as well as they have in the past. And yeah, I think they absolutely need Auburn to beat Georgia and make that a really big marquee win, because they don't have many of them on that schedule this season. But man, wasn't that fun to watch?
Yeah.
I don't know if you look at ratings or what have you, but we got our numbers, our overnights yesterday, and I think that was like a 9.8 rating, the Alabama LSU game, which is just absurd to look at. And then the passion and the zeal and how much it matters to Ed Orgeron and those people in both of those states. And then you just feel that around the country. Even if you don't have a rooting interest, you just get just sucked into just the emotion of it. What a Saturday it was.
Well, and add to that, I see PJ Fleck team surfing in the locker room after what Minnesota did to Penn State. And that's why I love college more than I love the NFL, because of the stuff that I saw on Saturday. Who's number 4, though, right now, in your view? Who's the 4? It can't be Alabama, can it?
I don't think I would do that. I don't think, to your point earlier about who they've beaten, I don't see a lot on there, but I really do see, Brad, in this case, 3 teams that just feel different. They look different. They've got just I saw Ohio State in person. I've seen Clemson in person enough the last few years. I think now have seen enough diversity out of LSU and where they've won, how they've won, the situations they've won in. So, whether it's Georgia, whether it's Alabama, I'll be curious to see, where Utah and Oregon end up in this thing. And, count me. I picked Utah to win this thing before the season began, and count me as a believer, having seen those guys a few different times in person in their only loss of the season, but more importantly in their big win in Seattle in getting over the hump, kind of like LSU had to get over the hump and beat Alabama. Utah had to get over the hump and beat Washington. I kind of look forward to those two hopefully battling in the title game 3 weeks from now.